Hey there, kids. It's Bad Doc Boone with another episode of Bad Doc Boone's Sonic Cellar. Well, looks like I was wrong. Yep, I was convinced, if you've followed this channel since we started a few months back, I was convinced that the whole Turning Point alternative halftime show about faith, family, freedom, whatever, was most likely not going to happen. I mean, you couldn't blame me, yeah, when you got to like 2 weeks beforehand, there was still no listing where you could watch it or who was going to be performing. And those are things that people kind of need to know in advance, especially since in most cases on a big event, it's going to be televised worldwide. It's like, you're going to want, they let people know, months in advance, or at least, more than a week in advance so people can make their plans and, people know where to catch them and get the press up for it. Well, and people were kind of left in the dark, whether people there were planning on watching it or not. We had all the AI slop of who was going to perform, but all people who weren't, but it looked unlikely that it might happen. Well, a few days ago, there was that list of the places it'd be aired, which the usual right-wing news sites, and as well a couple Christian television networks. Then yesterday, they dropped the list of artists who'd be performing, with the headliner being that noted Christian artist Kid Rock. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. I know you're laughing. Stop it now. Okay, if you stop laughing, okay, that's good. Kid Rock and a few country artists, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Brice, and Gabby Barrett. If you haven't heard of them, if you're curious, you can probably find them, videos of theirs on here, if you like. If not, it's not going to be alter your life any. We're all announced to be performing a show to counter Bad Bunny. Now, why is this important? Well, for a long time, they were claiming Bad Bunny was divisive and wouldn't draw a lot of people. But yesterday, Bad Bunny got the Grammy. Well, not yesterday. Sunday, Bad Bunny got the Grammy for Album of the Year. Reportedly, the first time a Spanish language album got that. Now, we can have our debates over the Grammys and whether they accurately reflect popular taste. All you want. I mean, there's another topic on there altogether. And if you like some of the more extreme metal and punk rock and that kind of stuff, you kind of grow used to the idea that, the stuff you listen to probably isn't going to be featured there. Now, all this while the man in the Oval Office reacted to the announcement a couple weeks back that Green Day would be opening a concert during the day of the Super Bowl, and said that he was anti the artists that were performing at the Super Bowl, claimed all they did was sow hatred. Okay. But, so all of a sudden, I predict that the man in the Oval Office is probably going to be at the alternative halftime show. Probably doing that silly dance he does. I don't know to whom, but hopefully not grabbing anything on Kid Rock, please. Nobody needs to see that. So, it looks like we're wrong about that. But why did I think it was likely not to happen? Well, like I said, most big shows like that, they usually announce the artist months in advance, or at least about 3 or so weeks in advance, because, you want to get the press up. Like I said earlier. But I think another reason why, consider the lineup. These are acts within either the mainstream of country music or Kid Rock, who started out as a rapper, kind of hit that modern rock radio, rap rock thing. I was trying to go in a country direction, but it's never really been accepted by country music. All appearing on right-wing news and some Christian entertainment channels. Now, that really doesn't seem to add up when you consider some of the lyrics of Kid Rock and Bradley Gilbert, but that's neither here nor there. But I wonder if it's possible, and this is just conjecture, mind you. I wonder if they were considering not doing it and just hoping to get people to sign on the list, then realize as time near that they had to do a show, and then started the whole hustle to try to get somebody to play. I mean, I don't know. I think more than likely is I've heard reports that Turning Point had a lot of layoffs right after the Charlie Kirk Memorial, so there were some people laid off and that, and I'm sure with some of the people there that other things got pushed to the front. And then somewhere down the line, they were trying to get acts there, but when it's not being really taken that seriously and you don't have a lot of experience at putting on a show like that, which an organization who existed mainly for the founder to create content online debating college students who weren't necessarily trained debaters, so you can look like you had the upper hand, and it is a far different cry than putting on an event to try to rival the Super Bowl halftime show. So I got a feeling. So why did they wait so long? It could be that they might not have intended to and then suddenly realized they had to. It could just be a lot of effort from a lot of people that, they weren't trained in organizing something like this. And from people I know who've put on shows in the past, whether it's like a DIY show in someone's basement or, running nightclubs and stuff, putting on a show and promoting that stuff, that's a lot of work. In some cases, even something like that can take, several months in advance. Trying to get the dates nailed down, trying to see where it's going to be, and trying to secure the venue, and if it's big enough, trying to get all the permits and all that. It's not an easy thing to do. So where does that leave us with this one? Well, let's see. You've got a bunch of mainstream country entertainers who are slightly past modern contemporary country radio hit status, but probably are doing enough on the college, on the state and the county fair circuit, which, don't knock, it pays fairly well from what I understand. And you got, like I said, a former rap rocker who tried to go country and hasn't really been accepted by country audiences, versus one of the largest and best known entertainers in the world right now. I'm not going to say what the show numbers are going to be for either one, but I think I have a feeling who's going to do more. Anyway, I thought that so-called alternative halftime show wasn't going to happen. Well, looks like I was wrong. And, if I decide I don't know what I'm going to watch, but whatever I'm not going to watch, I'm not going to make a video saying that they can't make me watch it. So anyway, this is Bad Doc Boone here. Hope everything's okay. Let people know you care about them. And anyway, I'm out.